Hey everyone, Tin Man here. Today we're playing some Combrei Aggro. This deck was a deck that had been playing for quite a while, but recently in the ETS I actually lost round one to Nishava playing this exact version, and I was sufficiently impressed with the list that I decided to build it myself and give it a whirl. This looks like a redraw since we, have one power and a bunch of high cost cards. So this version is particularly interesting. It runs, main deck Desert Marshal. It runs a bit more streamlined of a unit base. It's got the full 4 of Copperhall Elite. And it also manages to squeeze in Finest Hour, which I think is actually a pretty underrated card in this kind of a list. So let's see how it goes. It's my first time playing this deck in a while, pretty much since the last time I made a video on it. Unfortunately, this start is, of a Paladin is quite poor against a Grenadin drone start. He's Haunting Scream. Okay. I thought if he's just Stone Scar aggro, this actually could be a little dicey. If he's Haunting Scream, this Desert Marshal is going to be so good. Another drone, damn it. Alright, well, hey, that actually helps a whole lot. So I can just play this, and now I can attack, and I will finally trade this for 2 drones, because I also get a War Cry out of it. Yeah, so he's going to torch the Commando. Double block. Sure. Alright, so that's still like the best possible scenario for him, but these Scream decks definitely struggle with something like Copperhall Elite. Their main way of killing big things is just, madness them or combust them. So it's definitely going to 2-for-1 them or more. Yeah, let's just play it out there. Be like, all right, big fatty, what you got? Highwayman. Okay, so that's a way to pop the Aegis. I think I'm fine to let that hit me once. Hopefully I draw power here so I can Desert Marshal and stand together. That would be ideal, so then I can get a profitable block on the Highwayman and silence it off so he can't scream it back. You see what I'm saying? I can play Desert... He, goes to attack. He attacks with everything. Desert Marshal in, silence off the Highwayman. This doesn't even work. Okay, since I didn't draw an untapped power. I guess alternatively I can just play the Venom Rider and try to race. I can hit him for 8 here. He can attack back profitably, but not fatally. I think maybe just jamming... Well, damn, no, hang on. Venom Rider into a Madness Combust is like the worst of every possible world here. I think I just hold it back and hold him both Desert Marshal and stand together. Yeah, if I just play Venom Rider and he has Madness Combust, it's like game over. I can't ever win from that spot. Can I? He hits me for 9. I go down to 7. He gains some. Yeah, I pretty much can't win from that spot. Alright, here's the plan. We're just going to pass. We'll just pass. It's not very mana efficient, but I think this is a safe enough line, because if he just goes to attack, I'll offer to trade with the I'll block, and then I'll stand together to make a profitable block and renew my Aegis. So if he just plays another Highwayman, I can just do the same thing in response to the trigger. So that my guy is just a 5/5 without Aegis. He gets the popped Aegis, but I can still block. He can't attack in because I have a 5/5 and he's tapped out. So that would be a good scenario. So a lot of good scenarios here, regardless of how this shakes out. If he just tries to combust it, we just stand together it. If he just plays Gorgon Fanatic Pass or something weird like that, just plays the threat and passes, then we just play Desert Marshal and then silence it and then untap and have stand together available. My opponent just does nothing. That's probably not correct. Did my opponent just disconnect? What? Okay, I guess I'm still just gonna, like, doesn't Marshal stand together? I don't want to play out more guys until I have insurance from, a Madness Combust combo here. Really? My opponent was playing so well, and just... I took a long time on one turn, and he disconnects. Alright, well, I apologize for this, you know, game potentially not being as interesting as it would have been. I think I talked through a lot of the considerations and lines that I was considering, and I think that, I hope that helped, you know, to kind of, you know, get you a good understanding of how my thought process in this, I think this game is developing. But, yeah. Is my opponent somehow back all of a sudden? Did I just, like, make an unnecessarily aggressive attack? No. Okay. So, yeah, I hate having games like this when I'm recording, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes your opponents disconnect, but the thought process was there. Whether or not it was the correct one is kind of hard to say. I wish I could have, like, drawn untapped power so I could have played a 2-drop out, and still hold them and stand together on that turn, or something like that. But given the state we were in, I think we would win the long game if we just, you know, held back and just, you know, played it the way we did. So I just play Venom Rider and kill him. Okay. It's kind of funny that, like, my opponent did disconnect, but I didn't really notice it until they actually timed out the turn. I thought, okay, well, this is a tough turn. You know, we took a long time on our turn because it was tough. And our opponent's doing the same. Apparently that was not the case. Alright, let's hope next game goes a little bit more interesting. I think this does give me my first win of the day, though. Which I'm never unhappy to get. First win of the day. I think I said this in the last video that I think the amount of rewards you can get is awesome. Don't get me wrong. They're very generous. The amount of screens that you have to interact with to open these rewards might be able to be cut down a little bit. In any case, I apologize for not having... I've not been streaming the past week or so, and my videos have been coming out a little bit slower than I'd like. Apologize. Part of that is due to I've been sick the past week. You can probably still hear my stuffy nose just a little bit. It's mostly clearing up, though. But also I've been spending some time as an analyst for PUBG, actually, for a professional team on PUBG called the Pittsburgh Knights, helping to work with some analysis for them. So my time to play Eternal has been a little bit diminished, but I still enjoy making these videos, you know, when I can. Hope you guys are all enjoying these type of things. I'm enjoying these long wait times. I'm really glad that I get to read all about the Shadowlands. Will rot your insides and dry you out if you're not careful. It's a deadly place to wander without a guide. I actually had not heard that quote. That must be a new one, like on a recent patch, because I generally have read all of those, and that's actually a new one. So this hand is quite good. I wish this was a seat of power instead of Combrei Banner, so that I could play Initiate into Awaken Student and then get the Empower trigger right away. Instead, I'm just gonna have to go turn 2 Siraf. Shucks. Oh no, I have a turn 2 Knight-Chancellor Siraf. Rough life, I know. You guys can all take pity on me. Appreciate that. And now next turn, hopefully we draw like a green source. I'd love a green source. That is not a green source. I'm attacking with both here. If he just torches, yeah, well, fuck it. We'll just stand together. Okay. I'm like, I kind of want to play the Awakened Student. Alright, sure. You double torch to kill my power, which does suck. I would have liked to keep my power. But I did get to play 2 3-drops, and now I have a 4/5 Aegis Overwhelm. It's got to feel pretty good, right? I think. And he's lost 2 torches, so this Awakened Student is probably not going to get torched. Right? You're going to have a 3rd torch, right? Right? Maybe. It's not a green, unfortunately. But I can now hold open Stand Together on these guys. So let's stack with everybody here. He triple blocks, we stand together. Rally. Alright, I'll stand together. It doesn't actually save Siraf. But it does save Awakened Student and gives him Aegis, so not a bad exchange. And he doesn't have any units. Man, Paladin is so bad against tokens. Hey, there we go. Let's just play Commando first, since he costs more mana. I guess I could have done that with, like, attack first, but oh well. And he's actually really low on life total. Like, all that overwhelm damage, like, actually hurt. He's at 8, 9 now. He got stuck on power and had to be pretty inefficient. Like, you generally don't want to do that kind of a play with the rally, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? So I'll just make these attacks. Yeah, I thought he could triple block and trade, but I don't think that's actually where he wanted to be. It's possible he has a Heart of the Vault here, but I don't care about that at all. It does not kill anything. It just pops an Aegis and then dies to Vanquish. So that's like probably in his mind the best possible play. Oh, I can play Heart of the Vault. And I'm like, nah, that doesn't do a damn thing. A chump blocking flyer? Or not. I think I'd rather just knock that out of the air. And then just A-space. Yeah. He sees the writing on the wall here. He's going to have to like block across the board, and he still takes a bunch in the air. So, yeah, stand together. Really puts your guys out of range of the token deck. So not too bad. Going 2-0 so far. Let's see if we can hop up into Diamond. One more win here. Did you guys know that Silence, Transformation, and Permanent Stat Directions are all good ways of dealing with units that return from the Void, such as, I don't know, Dawnwalker? Yeah, those silence effects. Really good at dealing with Dawnwalkers. I also heard people on Reddit say that Dark Return artwork, they like didn't know for the longest time what this was. Like, I thought it was pretty clear. It's a cowboy walking through like a saloon door with a broken noose around his neck, and he's back for vengeance. Like, hey, somebody tried to hang me. I'm here to make it even. And someone thought, like, I didn't know what this hat. It's a hat with bullet holes in it. Like, what else could that have been? Was that like a block of cheese on his head? Is he a Green Bay Packers fan? Okay, to be fair, I thought that at first glance, like, oh, is that a cheese head? No, that's a cowboy with bullet holes in his hat, and he's back for vengeance. How do people not know that? Anyway, I gotta redraw. This hand does not have any. I cannot play a card, period, in this hand. Just on its own merit, I cannot play a card in this hand. Oh. Well, this is a hand. I mean, you always... What? This is certainly a hand. I don't know if it's a good hand, though. It's a hand. But he's playing Grenadine Drones, which means he's not playing Hailstorm. Hailstorm would demolish this hand. Yeah, I'm willing to block. Wait, no. If he's willing to make the stack, I'm not willing to take the block. What could he have? Tripwire. I kind of thought it was a Tripwire Grenadine. I really, really did. I'm like, is this just like a Grenadines deck here? Yes. Yes, it is. Alright, we are up against Trippy G, the trippiest of all Grenadines. I'll attack in here. If he wants to trade the Tripwire for the other Initiate, sure. Luckily, I have another Initiate. And I still have 3/3s, which he might be hard-pressed to beat. Especially if they become 4/4s. So a Grenadine aggro deck. He has another Trippy. Oh my god. That's absurd. Yeah, now we draw the stand together. I think we just A-space here, right? If he like triple blocks, we stand together it. Sure. We'll take a stand. Now I can pop an Aegis, but what do I care? Yeah. Still have a 4/4 Aegis. I didn't get my flying Aegis, but should still be fine. It pushed more damage. I made a profitable trade there. And now these guys are just gonna keep the beatdowns going. A bonk. I thought this guy was like gonna be an aggro deck running tripwire grenadins with like Bandit Queen and stuff, but apparently not. Apparently he's just a Stone Scar deck with like just tripwires, which I guess it makes sense in the current meta. There's a lot of Aegis units running around, so I guess I can see where that makes sense. I think I'm gonna hold on to this Falcon Forcer, just because he's coming up on turn 5, where he could be playing like Scrap Tank or something. But since he did not, and especially since we drew a second one, it just makes sense to just get him out there. It just is a flying threat. And as you guys, I'm sure all of you know, Grenadin's deck has a very big problem with dealing with flyers. They don't have many ways. They have just their spot removal and their torches, or their Madness Devour, Madness Combust, regular Combust, I suppose, as well. But those type of effects are their only ways of interacting with flyers. They don't have any of their own flying blockers, or something like a Sandstorm Titan to bring them down. Do we just keep going with more flyers? Yeah, I think so. Even if you play Scrap Tank, I just don't care about silencing it. I'm just going to attack past it and just be like, alright, 6 in the air, 6 in the air. Yeah, there's the Scrap Tank. Oh. Oh. By 6 in the air, I mean a lot more than 6. Man, Inquisitor's Blade is a very good card against this kind of a deck. I think we were in pretty good shape there regardless. He clearly wasn't able to answer those flyers in the first place, so why would he be able to answer them in the second place? So nice, a 3-game win streak got us up into Diamond. Like I said, I haven't played too much in this month, so good to start climbing at least a little bit. And this deck seems to be pretty well positioned to do it. So that makes it for this video. I'll bring up the list here, but you can always check the list in the description down below. Once again, credit goes to Nishava, who's playing this in the ETS last weekend, and I really liked kind of the build out of this list. And it served us well in this first couple games, even though we didn't draw our finest hour. But pretty much every other card played a pretty good role in those games. So thanks for watching, everyone. I really hope you appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.